Hello, everybody. I'm Megan Graham, and I came on today to talk about my wash day routine. Which, by the way, today was wash day, and I got my hair cut, and I just threw it into some quick Velcro rollers, so I'm just taking them down. But I just wanted to come and I'm not actually show you the process because nobody wants to see that. But I wanted to go over everything that I have been doing for the past year. A year ago, my hair was in the worst shape it's ever been in my entire life. If you don't know this, I've been a hairstylist for over 24 years. I had my own hair salon on Newbury Street in Boston, and I have won multiple awards for being the best hair colorist in Boston, which you don't have to win awards to be a good hairstylist, obviously, but I made this my career. And I studied hair, the health of hair, coloring hair, so that I could be the very, very best that I could possibly be for my clients. So imagine what it was like when my hair, which was actually healthy. Oops, Lola, be careful, honey. My little Lola just came back from the vet, and my little 4-pound dog is having some tough health problems. So if I seem distracted, I don't want her falling off the couch. So I'm just kind of watching what she does. But I did this for years and years. I know a lot about hair, and it was really, really distressing when my hair became super damaged. And if you can tell, I don't even know if you can see the length of my hair, but I have very, very long natural hair. So this is my hair. And it got so damaged. And it's really interesting because it's not that easy to bring back the health of your hair. So if your hair gets incredibly damaged, especially I'm 50 years old. So if your hair gets really damaged and you're 50, you might already be experiencing things like I was experiencing, like thinning at the temples. I had a ton of breakage, so this was really, really thin. And my hair was tangly. It was hard to manage. So I'm just going to show you exactly what I did to get out of that situation. I don't have my before and after because I don't know how to do that on a live stream, but I will be doing a video with that later. And if you have any questions, please jump into the live stream. It's a great time to ask me questions. And what I just want to preface this with is at my salon on Newbury Street, this was not a salon that I never claimed to be the cheapest salon. I wasn't, for sure. I used luxury hair care products. I used the best of everything. And I used all of the products that I had carried at the salon trying to solve the issues that I was experiencing. And none of them were helping. My hair wasn't getting stronger. It was getting worse. I used the super famous product that everybody uses that starts with an O and ends with an X, and my hair wasn't getting better. It was just getting worse. And what finally happened is I decided to try a hair care line that I had seen again and again and again on Instagram and kind of all over the internet. And I really wanted to hate this product because I saw so many people talking about it. It wasn't a salon product. And honestly, I was kind of snotty about it. But I got desperate and nothing was working for my hair. So this is the routine that I started doing because of that. And guys, please jump in. Also, I'd love it. I saw that somebody hit the like button. I'd love it if you would hit the like button as well. That makes such a big difference for me. Okay, so first thing, this is my routine, but what I want to say is this is not a routine that changed everything in, 2 weeks or 4 weeks. It really took a year to see. I feel like I see a piece sticking out. A year to see massive differences in my hair. I started seeing new growth around 2 to 3 months where the bald spots in my temples did start to grow in again. Kind of like when you throw grass seed on a lawn, but it did take a long time to see differences. So the first thing that I do, I swear to you, having cats, Simba, I don't know what to do with my animals when I'm live streaming lately because their job is to try to ruin every live stream. I love them so much, but my cat doesn't scream meow except when I get on the internet. So anyway, we will try to ignore it. The first thing that I do, and guys, please let me know if you're enjoying this or not enjoying this. I would just love to hear from you. The first thing that I do is on dry hair. So this is really important. I do not wet my hair. And why don't I wet my hair before I do this treatment? I don't wet it because water is going to fill up your hair cuticle. I don't want to do that. If my hair cuticle is already filled up with water, I'm not going to be able to condition it properly. So the first step, I'm actually going to stop them right now. Simmies, come here. You're going to go in the other room. No, I can't do it with you doing this. I cannot. I am working. I'm working. We're not doing this. Absolutely not. Okay, I am back. I can't talk when there's a cat screaming in the background. So the first step, guys, that we're going to be doing is Rejuvenate oil. And this has to be done, at least in my opinion, on dry hair because the water is going to block the product from working. So this is very, very important. I take a dropper full of this and I actually take the dropper and I put it on my entire scalp. I actually don't want to do it right now because I did just wash my hair. After I put it into my entire scalp, I do a massage for 2-3 minutes to work on the blood flow and circulation of my scalp. You have to pay attention to your scalp. If you want your hair to be beautiful and growing long, especially if anybody here is 50 like I am, by the time you get to be 50 years old, your hair does not want to grow as thick as when you were 20. It just doesn't. And so if you want to keep your hair growth long and healthy, you have to take care of your scalp. You have to take care of your follicle. So I put that onto my scalp. After I put it onto my scalp, I take the dropper, I put a generous amount in my hand and I work it through all of my hair. I do that again because I don't know if you can see, but my hair has gotten very, very thick. I have a lot of hair. So I use, 2 amounts of my hand. I spread it all over my hair. And after I do that, I do 2 things. So either I do it the morning of when I'm actually shampooing my hair anyway. So let's say I'm going to shampoo my hair at 8 in the morning. I put this product on my scalp by probably 6 or 7. I leave it on for 1 to 2 hours. It's a dry oil. So for instance, this morning, I did this oil on my hair and I just put my hair in a braid and I went, there's a place where I go walking. So I went walking with the braid in my hair. Sometimes I do it the night before. I put the oil in my hair and I sleep with a very loose braid in my hair. It's easy. Your hair is not greasy. I wouldn't say that I would do an oil treatment and, go out to a nice dinner or something like that. You do have a treatment in your hair. But this is the treatment that I do. This bottle lasts me for about 8 months. So it lasts me for a long time. I'm not using a ton of this oil. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, so that is my first step. So I have a cat hair from lifting up my cat. Sorry, guys. I am actually conditioning my hair before I wash my hair. So this is different than what a lot of people are doing, and I condition it with oil on dry hair. Personally, most of the time when I do deep conditioners on wet hair, I don't think it works super well. Does anybody have any questions? This is a really important step. I wish that I had this when I was in the salon. I would have used this all the time. If you want links for any of this, feel free to let me know. I did put basic packages. So I put the packages that I recommend to people the most that I put together personally, I linked to in the description. The next thing that I do, oh my gosh, I brought 2 shampoos out. What a genius I am. The next thing that I do is I just pretend one of these is the shampoo and one of these is the conditioner because I have had a crazy day, you guys. If you heard the animals screaming in the background, it's been crazy. I just came back from getting treatments with my little beloved dog that's 13 years old and she's on her last leg. So anyway, I was busy today, but I still wanted to show up because I don't believe in canceling. So I use the IR Clinical shampoo. Just pretend this is the conditioner. both of these are, so it's thickening shampoo and thickening conditioner, and these help to reduce hair loss. Not only did they help to reduce hair loss for me, but they also helped to thicken my hair. So in the clinical trials that they did, they noticed that people experienced 92% less hair fall than they were experiencing without it. So I use this all the time. This is my all the time shampoo and conditioner, and it goes with the thickening serum. So it's really, really easy. Again, sorry, just pretend that these are the conditioner because I spaced it. This is the serum. So first I get into the shower, and yes, there's also a certain way that you wash your hair. When I used to train my personal assistants that worked in the salon, it was kind of shocking to realize that a lot of people don't really know how to wash their hair properly. So basically, before you get in the shower, you want to make sure to brush your hair out really well, starting at the bottom and going up, because one of the biggest mistakes you can make is brushing from the top to the bottom. This is where you're going to be ripping out your hair and damaging it as you're trying to untangle it. Untangle your hair before you get in the shower, get into the shower, wet your hair, and actually start to massage your hair as if you were washing it to start to exfoliate and free up any dirt and debris that might be in your hair, because I know many people aren't washing their hair all the time. So free up some of that dirt and debris. And instead of just putting this directly on your scalp, what you want to do is put it into your hand, add a little bit of water, emulsify it, and get a really nice creamy lather, and then do your first shampoo. Your first shampoo is not really going to lather very much. It's just starting to, I almost think of it as the first shampoo is where you're sweeping. Rinse it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be rinsed out completely. I always do a second shampoo. I'm just concentrating on the roots. The second shampoo is vacuuming, right? You're really getting all the dirt out, and just rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse, because if you leave any shampoo in your hair or any product, this is going to lead to problems like dandruff. This is going to create a lot of issues for you, and you never want to clog your hair follicle. So super important. Now pretend this is the conditioner. I realize I don't have the conditioner. I won't walk all the way back into my bedroom because it's really far away from here. But before we condition, and this is so basic, have you ever seen when it says on the conditioner to towel dry your hair before you use conditioner? I know that in the salon, people were always like, why does it say that? Why would I ever towel dry my hair before I would be conditioning it? Like it doesn't make any sense. It does when you understand that if your hair is full of water, it's not going to be able to absorb the conditioner well. So before, you don't necessarily have to, I don't keep a towel in my shower. That's just not happening. But very, very gently, because I don't want to damage my fragile wet hair, I very gently from top to bottom squeeze the water out of my hair as much as possible so that my hair is not saturated with water. So once your hair is, it's damp instead of sopping wet, you just need a tiny bit of conditioner. And for the most part, what you're going to want to do is just apply your conditioner from your ponytail and down. What I do is whatever's left on my hands after I work it through here, I do condition, because especially, I know it's hard to tell and a lot of people think I don't have a lot of highlights. My hair is so very dark brown that it is almost black. So what you're seeing is actually super, super highlighted hair. I'm much lighter than my natural hair. So all of this does need a little bit of conditioning, but I don't want it to be heavy. So I work the conditioner through. I leave it in for about 2 minutes. I'm not going to stay in the shower for long. And then I rinse everything out. And by the way, guys, feel free to comment if you want to ask me anything. So I rinse everything out. I get out of the shower. I am one of those people, I do wrap my hair in a towel very, very gently. And I'm just going to show you literally all the things that I use. This is not necessarily something that I recommend for every client, but my hair used to be so tangly. And one of the issues was that I have long, long curly hair. And I did a lot of damage to it simply by untangling it. And so I finally just started using the Unknot Detangler. This is very, very easy to use. I spray it into my hair and my hair detangles so easily. So this is my step, and Oh, it smells so good too. The smell is like, I wish you could smell it through the computer because the smell is so nice. And what I love about it is this is all beautiful natural fragrance. This is a non-toxic product line, which I love because if anybody knows, I have just a lot of autoimmune complexities that make it so I can't use traditional synthetic fragrance. It drives my body crazy, makes my skin itch and burn. And this is it. Not only does it work, not only did my hair grow longer, it's gentle and my body reacts so well to this. In fact, it doesn't react at all. I love the smell. So I detangle first. And after I detangle, I take this serum every single time I wash. This is if I were to show you if I were to talk about everything that I'm showing you right now, this is the priority product. So if there's one thing, like somebody was going to try one product, which is honestly how I start most things. When people write me all the time and I spend about half an hour and I put together a custom hair care plan with exactly what I would use to get their hair long, full, and healthy and growing like it should be again. And what I can say is, yes, I send people usually 3 to 5 products, but I'm just telling them everything I would use eventually. If they got one thing, because I don't really care, I'm not invested or ever trying to push product on people. I love to share what I have used, what I have tested, and what works. But I don't care I just don't care what people buy. I would rather people buy one thing that really works so that they feel safe and comfortable with using something new and they know they're not wasting their money. And then when they need something else, they can get something else. So this is the hair thinning defense. And this is the product that if you've been on Instagram and you've seen the before and afters from different women that I've used this is the thing that drives the difference that you're seeing. So this is the thing that makes a massive, massive difference in people's hair. And I use this after. So after I get out of the shower, before I style, I use a dropper full. I put it in my hair, on my scalp actually. And I just want to be really clear. My husband was using this and he was putting it only where he had hair loss. No, it goes on your entire scalp. You want to encourage all of your hair to be in the growth cycle for longer. So I put this on my entire scalp. You don't need a lot. I will say I see some people online saying that this lasts for 6 months. It does not. It does not last for 6 months. I would say maximum I get 3 months out of a bottle. I keep this in different places. I keep it in my gym bag. I keep one next to my toothbrush, and I actually keep one in my kitchen because I never want to skip putting this on. For a while, I was only doing it on wash days, but I am now doing it every single day. It is not greasy, it's not oily, there's no buildup. So this is a question I get asked all the time. Women, many women, so a lot of women come to me that have extensions, and a lot of women come to me that have really fine hair, and they're so afraid to use a serum. This is something that you can absolutely use, and not only is it not going to build up on your hair or make it feel greasy, you are going to notice a major difference as the months go on. Your hair changes and evolves, and it is amazing. I wish that when I was seeing clients day in and day out, I had this as a product because one of the awful things that I saw at my job was hair loss, and I really didn't have a solution at the time, and I really didn't know what would work, and I had never experienced it for myself. I don't recommend things that I haven't used. I don't recommend things that I haven't used that I haven't seen a change with because, like my godmother always said, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. And I built my entire professional reputation on telling the truth to people in consults, in doing the right thing for women with their hair. So even if a company comes to me and they tell me that something works, I have to see it for myself, for my body, for my aesthetics to understand that I can recommend it. And it's not only is it not going to hurt my reputation, but it's going to go with all the other things that I believe. So if there's one product, this is the Hallmark product. Feel free. I think I forgot to put my email in the description. I will add it later. I do have a link to just get this. So if you would just like this product, just write serum in the comments and I will send you a link to the serum. It's incredible. So I do that every single day. My husband does it every single day. This is the product if you want your longer, thicker hair back. And I don't know if anybody wants to see, but just really, really, really quickly, I'm going to just show you. I will be having an edited video, obviously, this week too, but I just want to show you what my hair looked like before I started using this, if I can find it. Maybe I can't, guys. It was very, very, very. So this is my 1 year before and after with using this hair wash routine every day. I knew it was bad in the beginning because I was working so hard to style my hair and I was just working so hard to make it look okay. And I've never had okay hair. And when I took this after, if you can really see it, when I took this after, I was shocked because to me, I expected to have that kind of change take, I thought it would take about 2 years minimum, maybe 3. So I was really, really happy with the results. Okay, so I will just show you the styling products that I use. This is not what everybody would use. If you want to know specific things from me, always feel free to contact me. Just know that if you do contact me and you want one of my custom hair plans, I always send a text or contact you first to make sure that the contact that you sent me is correct. Simply because, so I did that with a few people this week, and I think about 70% of the people answered me, but anybody that didn't answer me, I didn't put their hair plan together simply because this isn't an automation. This is like a real custom bespoke recommendation for you. And if I don't know that it's actually going to be received, like I have the wrong number, I'm not going to put it together. So please make sure if you do request it, just answer me. I'm not trying to hard sell you on anything. I actually like to help, but you got to answer. So the first thing that I use is always volume and lift spray. This is awesome. I do a lot of Velcro rollers, or I do a Cozy Confidence heated styler. I like hair that's not super, super flat. It's a little flatter than I want it today, only because I went to get it cut today and she likes to really straighten it when she's cutting it. The next thing that I use is blow dry cream. This helps keep my style regardless of humidity. If you're a curly hair girl like I am and you like to blow out your hair smooth and bouncy, this is awesome. And the last thing that I use all the time is the hairspray. This is the Flex Control hairspray. I wasn't able to use hairspray for a few years because the smell of it was causing an allergic reaction for me from a lot of products. And I'm very, very happy to say I can use that hairspray no problem. But let's just talk about the core. I'm just showing you what I use, but the core hair wash health products that I use. The last thing that I use is called Rejuva Beads. This is the split end mender. I put a tiny drop of this in my hair. This does last me for 10 months, this little tube. Again, I have 3 of these in different places, so I never forget to put it on. This stops your split ends. So this heals your split ends. It stops them from breaking, and it makes a huge difference. Hang on one second. I've got another upset animal. I'm taking a little break. Be right back. I know, you're being really loud today. You're being really loud today. It's Animal House here. As everybody can see, it's totally Animal House, and I'm not sure how to film, but that's okay. My life is chaotic. So this is also, I'm going to show you guys top 3 hair mending products. I'll show you the top 2. Split end mender and the serum. If there's 2 things, if your hair is breaking, if it's not growing, if you can't understand why you think you're doing everything and your hair is still making you sad, these are the 2 most helpful products I've ever used. And you know what I saw in the salon all the time, and to be honest, before I knew about this brand, I didn't know. I was a hairstylist, but I don't think I was ever trained to know a lot about scalp care. And maybe it's different for some hairstylists, but I wasn't really trained in school to take care of the scalp. We took care of the hair. By the time the hair is growing out of your scalp, it's a little bit late to try to make it thicker. If you're only taking care of the hair and you're only doing things to strengthen the hair, Alfie, come here, honey. Come on, buddy. Alfie has really bad allergies and he is coughing a lot. If you're, come here, buddy. You can sit right with me. It's okay. I know, you've got to try to be calm. You've got to try to be calm. So if you're only taking care of your hair and you're not taking care of your scalp, there's no possible way that your hair can get thicker. You could stop breakage, but if you have, a receding hairline, if you are thinning, if you can see your part more, there is no bond building treatment. Oh, Alfie, I'm sorry, honey. There is no bond building treatment that is going to give you any change in what's growing out of your hair. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is what I'm doing every single week. And the cat's really mad that he's coughing. There is no brand that I feel the same way as with this brand. And it's such an interesting thing because before I used it, I was certain that it didn't work. I was certain that I didn't like it. There's no way it could possibly make a change for my hair. And I can definitely say that I'm so crazy about this brand after using it for a year religiously. So I had used the brand before. I had kind of like dabbled in the brand. I had, used a shampoo here. I had used some styling products, but I don't know why I was really, really cynical about using the serum and the whole growth system. And after going to different people to do my hair, trimming my hair regularly, taking hair vitamins, being so careful with how I styled, doing traditional products that were doing absolutely nothing, that's when I finally decided to try it. So it made a really big difference for my hair. And part of the reason that I became a hairstylist in the first place is because I know that hair is so much more. I think when people talk about hair, people always think that it's vain or it's just about beauty. It is literally your hair is part of your body. It's part of your person. You wear it every single day. And if you've ever gone through what I went through with my hair, which is I actually had beautiful hair. And after having several bad experiences and going through illness, which created a ton of inflammation and hair loss, it was devastating because my hair was the one thing that still made me feel pretty and it still made me feel like myself. And when I was losing my hair and when my hair was broken and it just looked absolutely terrible, it really affected how I felt because I just wanted, I don't know why it's doing that today. I just wanted one thing that still felt like me. And I wanted just one thing that made me feel pretty and like Megan, like myself. And I no longer had that. So it was pretty devastating to have that. And especially to have my background where I know so much about hair and I've been in the business for over 24 years and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So I share this all the time because it made such a huge difference for me. And what I just want to point out is, yes, using the right products is so important. That makes a huge difference. And these are the products that I recommend. I use this line exclusively. There is one other thing that I use, I think, I use it about once a month just to take any hard water out of my hair. But for the most part, I'm 99% using Monate. And I never thought I would say that. And honestly, it's funny because when I first found out that it worked, I was almost like disappointed because I was like, man, I almost didn't want to like this brand. I really didn't because I hated it so much before I tried it. But the thing that I've always done in my career is just to recommend what works and just to do what works. And there's so many companies, like when you're a hair colorist, there are so many companies that come to you. Like, I'm not putting down Goldwell. Goldwell is great color, but everybody always thinks, oh my gosh, Goldwell is the best color. And I want my hair to be done with Goldwell because the color is going to be great. Well, maybe some of their products are really good. I actually don't like other products by them. I like some and not others. So I ordered some Goldwell and other things from Redken, other things from Clairol, other things from Wella, some things from Beth Menardi. I ordered the best of each product because I don't care about a name. I care about results. I care about getting the absolute best thing so that when a client tells me what they want and we talk about their short-term goal, their medium goal, and their long-term goal, because guess what? Hair doesn't grow overnight, right? So we're not ever talking about 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, maybe if you're a blonde and you want to have dark hair, which you're going to hate, by the way, if you do that almost always. But if you just want to color your hair a completely different color, maybe you'll do that in a few weeks, but maybe not too. But if you really want to make a hair transformation, you need goals, right, for what you're doing. And so it was always just my job to understand, right? What is the client's goal and how do I help them get there? And how can I honestly tell them exactly what they need so that they can be happy with their hair? And I have just always loved doing that. I've always loved it. And for me, I cannot anticipate someone's reaction, right? Like, so sometimes you might tell someone and they might be like, oh, well, so they have really broken hair. Somebody wrote me recently and she had incredibly broken hair. Now, there's different pieces to it, which in a personal conversation, which I'm always happy to have with people, I can tell you when there's some other stuff going on. I can tell you when your hair colorist is overlapping your blonde and they're breaking your hair. I can tell you when there's just certain things like thinning, how you're wearing your hair. So there are many different things that figure into your hair. But here's the thing. I'm always going to tell you what works. And there are sometimes clients that will say, well, I want super ashy cool highlights, but I have dark brown hair and I don't want to use bleach. I hate to break it to you, but that's impossible. So I'm always going to tell people the reality of what can be done, what can accomplish that goal. And then I'm also going to try to do it I don't want to say, it's not like I've ever been I'm going to recommend things that are cheap because unfortunately that's not usually what works, but I do try to be cost effective. Nina, it's okay, honey. I know. Why are you talking so much? Yeah, talking a lot. You don't want to stop. She sees. It's a lot, isn't it, guys? Anyway, so I recommend what works, and this is what works. It's amazing. I'm going to show you guys some more in the next few weeks, but I did just want to come on and talk about my wash routine. It doesn't take long, by the way. It doesn't take long at all. Like I'm such a fan. If you don't understand this, I'm such a fan of doing multiple things at once because I've got a lot going on. So I love that you just put this in and then you go live your life you don't have to sit in the shower. You don't have to sit with wet hair. This takes 2 seconds to put in your hair. You can do it wet or dry. Obviously, you're shampooing your hair anyway. Why not use something that's going to help reduce hair fall, that's going to help with thickening your hair? That's kind of obvious, isn't it? And then, of course, it takes 2 seconds to put something in to help promote thickness. We all want more hair. I mean, I would rather have thicker hair than wear extensions, and I'm not knocking anybody that wears extensions, but even if most ladies that come to me are wearing extensions, my goal, I don't care if you want to keep wearing extensions. Let's just make sure that your actual hair that's growing out of your head is healthy, is as beautiful as possible, because I've owned a salon. There's nothing more depressing than when a woman's extensions come out and her hair is just absolutely ruined. You should be taking care of your hair, and your stylist should be taking care of your natural hair too, because you'll get to a certain point where you can't make it look pretty anymore with extensions. And I can't help it. I can never turn off my hairstylist brain. I am always looking at people's hair and I can't help it. I can see where their extensions start. I can see where their hair ends. And I think we want hair where if we want to do extensions or something, we already have fabulous hair and it's just creating a teeny tiny bit of, a little extra oomph. Like, I know that's how Jennifer Aniston has always worn her extensions. She barely had any extensions in. She just had like a teeny tiny touch of extensions. She doesn't, and just for length, barely any. So I actually know her stylist and he's awesome. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. And If you're looking for a custom hair plan, if you would like me to help you with it, definitely click the link in my bio. Click the link for a consult if you'd like to. I would love to help you. And just after you click the link, and you do that, just look for me to contact you and know it's actually me. It's actually Megan. I'm not an automation. I'm also not here to like push anything on you. So if you see me contacting you, please do take the time to write back to me. Most people do, but eventually, probably for the people that don't, they're just going to go into a little automation because obviously the special hair plans are for the special people. So just write me back. So hope that this was helpful. I would love to make a hair plan for you if you're trying to get your hair. Doesn't even have to be longer, just healthier, thicker, more beautiful, so it feels like you. And if you have fragrance sensitivities like I do, where I have an allergic reaction when I'm around fragrance. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I do. These are awesome products for that too because of the ingredients that are in the products. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm off to go take care of my pets. They're obviously a little bit jazzed up today, and I'm going to go pay attention to my Yorkie. She's been having a really tough health week, so I'm going to go pay attention to everybody. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and the links are in the description, so definitely check out the links. I've got I have 4 links to my simple, so I did the most popular thing that I recommend to so many people, which is the shampoo, the conditioner, and the serum. And then I have a few more, I don't want to say deluxe because it's really not that deluxe, but there are a few more packages too that include the oil and such, and I can edit anything for you. And what I just want to say too is if you click through the links, as long as I'm on here, I guess, you know what, I'm just going to explain it because who cares? Maybe some people like this. It's the end of the video. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. You don't have to listen. What you'll see, I think I explained it, but there is something called a flex ship. So I made VIP cards, which gives you 35% off, and I scheduled a flex ship with the cards. And the flex ship, you can push it out, you can change the products, whatever. I just made it in advance. You can push it out. You push it out to like a year. They don't really care, but it is in there. So if you see that, just reach out to me with any questions. It's kind of confusing when you see this kind of thing. So I'd actually much rather that I get to start you with a custom thing because you might need less than this, or you might just say, hey, Megan, I already have my shampoo and conditioner. Is there something I can start with where there's one product? Because I am a Yankee and I believe in using up your stuff before you buy more stuff. So anyway, no pressure from me, but I always love to hear from you guys, and I would love to set you up with your hair care plan. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon. Talk to you later, everybody. Stay healthy and stay beautiful.